astronauts, this is Brandy and welcome back to Astro-Tarot Research. This week's reading is what are their intentions? So if you are dating someone or if you are interested in someone, let's get a deep dive on what their intentions could possibly be. We have 5 pals to choose from, but before we get started, I do want to remind you to like, to comment, and to subscribe. And don't forget to check out the polls, and I go live every week, and you can check the community tab to see what time that will be. So if you have a question you are dying to ask me, just join the lives and you can ask away. Now let us get into these piles. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, pile number 5. So let's not waste any more time and just sit back, relax, and choose. Hey, pile number 1, let's get started on their intentions. We have the 6 of Wands. We have the Hangman. Goodness. We have the Page of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and we have Saturn. All right. So honestly, their intentions, and obviously this reading is very romantic, is they would like to get to know you a lot better. When we have the 6 of Wands, that's definitely someone who feels like, you know, someone's the prize, somebody is worth pursuing, someone's worth getting to know. There's even just a sense of like ego boost to maybe they feel this way towards you, like they feel like it looks good for them to be seen with you, or they feel like just a winner with you or something along the lines of that. It's going to be a little bit different for everyone, but there is a sense of feeling like they have won. And so part of their intentions kind of has to do with their own feelings of wanting to be validated, wanting to feel like a winner, wanting to feel like they have someone who maybe not a lot of people have access to or something like that. There's this feeling of just like, oh wow, this person is special. This person is a prize. This person is someone I can, you know, parade around town or something like that. There's that feeling of a sense of self-esteem boost when it comes to how they feel towards you. I just want to keep that in mind when I see this card, all right? It's just a representative of, you know, I feel I'm on the top of the world with you. I feel like I've got this boost in self-esteem and you've made me feel better. Now, it doesn't always have to be like some sort of like trophy wife, trophy husband type of thing. Sometimes it's just like, I feel like a champion with you. I feel like a winner. Like, you know, and I want to show you off. Like, I think you're hot stuff. When we have this, excuse me, my throat. When we have this Hangman energy, now that is very interesting here because the Hangman is definitely someone who needs time to think things through. There's this natural flow that the Hangman surrenders to. And so for me, because I'm looking at all the cards, the Hangman, the Page of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, to me, their intentions are to see where things go. Because the Knight of Pentacles, even though they're a committed card, they also don't have a clear picture or a clear insight of everything that they want, or even just a clear understanding of what's important to them. The Knight of Pentacles connects to your value systems. It connects to your self-esteem. It connects to the direction you might want to go, practical steps you want to go and make towards your goals. But the Knight of Pentacles is a little bit unclear about their goals. And even if they are clear about their goals, they may not be entirely sure exactly all the ins and outs of how to get there. All right. And so there's a little bit of just like learning the process. And in terms of like relationships, romantically, this is just like, hey, I just want to learn more about you. I want to get to know you a bit better. I do have some like romantic feelings towards you. The Page of Cups is definitely very much like puppy love, friendliness, being open when it comes to like the communication. You know, though the Page of Cups can have its little shady moments, this is a good card to get when it comes to, you know, any sort of romantic or intimate connection you're thinking about here. Because it does show that this person wants to open up to you. They want to, you know, be able to maybe even be vulnerable and things along the lines of that. They want to let you in, because the Hangman is somebody who just goes with the flow. They let go. They don't hide. They're really out in the open. They're exposed and they're in a vulnerable position. So this person is open to being vulnerable with you. They're open to sharing their thoughts. They're open to sharing their feelings. But they themselves are not even quite sure exactly either everything that goes into a committed relationship, or they're not sure of what their expectations are when it comes to a relationship. But it is interesting that we got Saturn. So we know that this person, they don't have like playgirl, playboy intentions. Saturn can be a harsh planet, but I'm looking at all the cards together in one. And when I'm looking at all of these cards together, this is more Saturn's side of like, you know what? Let me take things slow. Let me err on the side of caution a little bit. I'm going to open up and I'm going to share more about myself, but I really want to make sure I have a realistic perspective of everything that's going on, so that I can eventually maybe commit towards a relationship. I will say, like I said with these cards, that the intention, I think this person is a relationship-oriented person, just based on the cards. So their intentions towards getting to know you, kind of going with the flow, is because they are looking to possibly maybe get into a relationship. You know what I mean? That's the reason that they've expressed their interest. That might be the reason for the flirtation. This is not like hookup type of cards. You know what I mean? They think that you're somebody who is worth pursuing, worth getting to know, worth possibly even coming to a relationship with. They just want to get to know you more, right? They want to open up. They want to have conversations. They want to go on dates. They want to talk about life's goals. They want to talk about their hobbies. They want to talk about all of these serious things too. Okay? But they want to be realistic. They don't want to get like swept away in a fantasy. When Saturn comes into the sign of Pisces, which the Hangman is connected to, this is like a reality check. And that's kind of like their perspective when it comes to pursuing you. Like they're just like, you know what? Let me not have rose-colored glasses on, and let me recognize that we're two different people who are coming together, and we need to get to know each other on a deeper level before we decide that we want to form a relationship. Now, if you're already in a relationship, I think it's pretty clear that this person is sort of looking towards the long run, and they are looking to continue the relationship, and they do have feelings towards you. But it's very interesting because a lot of these cards are kind of like looking towards the future and trying to gain a new perspective and insight on uncovering their own desires and then their own desires within a relationship. That's like the feel of them. They want to feel like they're with someone who is worth the sacrifices that they are putting in. They want to feel like they're with someone who is worth all the hard work and long nights and things along the lines of that. And then at the same time, because the Hangman is this very much let's see where it goes like energy. Like I literally just got the Hangman to represent a conversation I was having, and I knew the conversation was coming, and it went in a way that it was just very like friendly, very open, just a discussion. You know, it was less structured. And so that's why I'm coming up with this energy of like, hey, things are a little bit less structured here. They're still figuring things out. Okay, I do want to say that, but they do have feelings towards you. That is for certain. All right. But that is what I have for you, pile number one. At least that's what I'm picking up on the most when it comes to this person. They just got to figure out their own desires and who they are. Because the Hangman is very reflective. Page of Cups is very like young when it comes to the emotional understanding and the emotional maturity. And the Knight of Pentacles is still learning what they value and what they hold dear in the direction, trajectory. There we go. That they want to go in life. And I will see you next time, pal number one. Hopefully this reading resonates. If not, feel free to choose a new reader or a new pile. Either way, I'm very happy you stopped by. Don't forget to check out the live sessions. And don't forget to check out that community tab to see when I will go live next. And au revoir for now. Hey, pal number two. Let's get started on their intentions. We have the Ace of Swords, the Lovers, the Devil, the King of Swords, and Cancer. So, their intentions, for me, when I see all of this here, this person to me comes across as like a flirt of a sorts. And there are a lot of talk, but if we're going to talk about the weight of their words and the seriousness of it, I'm not quite sure if this person is all of that serious with what exactly it is that they're trying to say, or what energy that they're putting out there. Okay, I say this because we have the Devil card, and normally the Ace of Swords by itself is very honest and very truthful. So maybe for some of you, this person has kind of been a little bit upfront with their intentions and saying things along the lines of, you know, I'm not looking for anything serious and things along the lines of that. But then they act in a way that is serious. You know how some people lead other people on, right? Like they may say, oh, I don't want to commit to anything, but then you're going on dates, you're spending all this time together and things along the lines of that. So to me, it feels like there is a strong physical attraction. There are some feelings there, but their words and their actions aren't necessarily coming together and aligning with something that is completely honest and completely truthful. Because when we have the Lovers and the Devil card, I love these cards together because both of these figures are like two people at the foot of the devil, and this is like two people. I think that might be Archangel Gabriel, and I think it's supposed to be Adam and Eve. So you have them sort of under the guise of some sort of higher power, meaning when it comes to this reading, it's like there's something in the background here. There's something that is truly guiding them and truly leading the way when it comes to their interactions with you that isn't fully being revealed. When I have the Devil and I have the Ace of Swords and the King of Swords together, this person is very clever when it comes to their words. They know exactly what to say and how to make you feel, or it's a very manipulative type of energy, okay? I do want to say that, and I don't like saying things like that, but I don't think I would be a good reader if I didn't throw that in there. It's just like you can't ignore these things. I can't ignore the energies of the Devil card. The Devil card is representing feeling trapped. It's representing lies, manipulation, being stuck in bad environments where people are refusing to change, where they're refusing to develop and grow. They're refusing to acknowledge other people. They don't have empathy for themselves. They don't have empathy for other people. It's just a very kind of dark energy with the Devil card, okay? What the cards here reveal is like a strong sexual desire. I'm not sure what I can say on YouTube, but it represents like temptation and seduction and things along the lines of that. It feels like they want to, lure you in and have a lot of strong physical connection and talk sweet nothings. But when it comes to the seriousness of it, I don't know. Like, you kind of don't want the devil there when you're talking about a serious, loving, committed relationship. Even if they want those things, even if they desire those things, even if they're saying all of this, it's like the emotional world that this person is in isn't necessarily going to be the most fulfilling connection or fulfilling relationship or fulfilling dating experience. It's going to feel like they're trying to use their words to maybe even confuse you or manipulate you to think getting what they want. The Devil card can be very, very selfish. All right? It's just not the greatest energy out there. All right? I just want that to be known. And on the card here with the Lovers, we have Mercury and Gemini here connecting to how the Lovers connects to Gemini, the third house of communication, skills. I've also gotten it to have like a strong connection with children as well, just based off of my astrology studies when it comes to like having kids. Certain placements. If you have a prevalent of certain placements in the third house, it's like an abundance of children for some reason. And the reason I am mentioning that is because it's almost like they are kind of self-absorbed like a child would be. And they aren't really thinking about the full repercussions of their actions and how it might affect you. They aren't thinking about the deeper underlying meanings of their own emotional world. And I think this card, Cancer, is really reiterating that fact that there's something going on in their emotional world that is not completely discovered. And what I mean by that, I don't think they have a strong sense of self-awareness. I don't think they completely and totally have a cup full of empathy or emotions to give. And I'm not saying this is an evil person or anything along the lines of that, but I think there needs to be something more here when it comes to the emotional engagement. Now, I'm not going to say this is for all of you and then like this person is totally like a terrible human being and etc. blah 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 blah. I just don't believe that that's true for everyone who's chosen this pile. I just think that there's a level of emotional needs that you have that this person is unlikely to fulfill. This is more so the feeling of infatuation and endorphins running and hormones running and a feeling of like, I know you're not good for me, or I'm not good for you, but I want you anyway. Or I know this relationship is toxic, but I don't really care about the outcome. I just want to be here anyway. I know that this is not the right track to go on, and we're not a good match, but I'm still going to engage, right? Things along the lines of that. It might even be on some level that this person, they might be addicted to drama or something along the lines of that, or they just don't even know the full landscape of their own desires. I'm trying to choose my words carefully to just get a feel for this person. So their intentions are very much fueled by a sense of desirability, temptation, very much the lower chakra eras. I can feel like I think we connect on an intellectual wavelength and a physical wavelength, but I'm not sure if this is the relationship that I'm meant to build a home in. Because there's a reason that we got this card Cancer here, which is connecting to a sense of peace and happiness and love and fulfillment and things along the lines of that. But with the surrounding cards, it's challenging. I'll say that. If you truly believe that this person is the right one for you and you have a strong connection and this relationship has potential, then there will likely be some emotional challenges that you may need to overcome with this person. And I don't think this person is fully in touch with their emotions, okay? The King of Swords can be very detached. The Ace of Swords is very cold, truthful, honest. Let me take my feelings out of it. It's good if you want something that's very upfront and intellectual and things along the lines of that. But if you're talking about full, deep emotional expression and intimacy, this person has a hard time trying to quantify those emotions, sit with them, understand them, and really connect with individuals. I'm not saying they're incapable, because the Devil card always represents the ability to break free. But there are challenges. There are challenges, okay? So I do want to keep that in mind. So if you're wondering if this person is looking for a very long-term committed relationship, then you know what? Actually, they might want a long-term committed relationship, but it's almost like they've got some issues to deal with before they get to that point. Okay? Because the relationship that they're trying to build or trying to form is one that is not as balanced as it could be. It's one that's going to need a lot of guidance, that's going to need a lot of reframing, that's going to need a lot of work in order to make sure that things are peaceful and it doesn't feel like anyone's trapped. It doesn't feel like anyone is being mistreated. It's just going to, this person needs to work on themselves. Okay? I just want to throw that out there, and I think I'm going to leave it at that. There's just work to be done here. Okay? I just need to say that and end it there, because I don't want to repeat the same things, and the fact that, when it comes to them, because the King of Swords can say, hey, I think we should be in a relationship because it just feels like it makes sense. because it feels like, you know, logically we match on paper, we look good on paper, we look good in person together. Like, that's a very King of Swords type of energy. King of Swords is not moving with their heart. All right. And I think maybe for some of you, you might know that. But if this card pile doesn't resonate, you know, feel free to choose a new pile, or maybe I'm not the reader for you. Either way, I'm very happy you stopped by. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the reading. I love to hear your feedback. And if you want to get a question answered, all you have to do is join the live sessions. And also, I love to poll my astronauts on what readings they would like to see next. And you're also welcome to leave suggestions below in that community tab where I post those polls, or just in general, you can leave suggestions in the comments. And I will see you next time. Au revoir. Hey pal, number 2, let's get into their intentions. We have the High Priestess. We have the 7 of Wands. We have the 3 of Cups reversed. We have the Ace of Wands. And we have the 8th house. Interesting. So with the High Priestess here, a very observant card. A card of sitting, waiting, watching, thinking, studying. So we know that when it comes to their intentions, it's more than likely a little bit more on the serious side. And I feel like that is being reaffirmed by the fact that we have the 8th house card here. The card that represents change and transformation. And not only that, but the 8th house is connected to married life. So 7th house is marriage, 8th house, married life. So this person is looking at your relationship and your connection as something that has the potential to be long-term. And I should say this should be Ace of Wands reversed because it is following the 3 of Cups. And so when I see that here, it feels like they are willing to, you know, fight for this relationship, fight for a sense of closeness. When I see 3 of Cups reversed, that's like, okay, fun time's over, time to get a little bit more serious, time to actually consider what does it look like to be long term? What does it look like to be in a relationship? What does it look like for us to be committed to one another? I feel like this person wants to, I don't know, if they feel, okay, maybe for some of you, this might be a specific bunch. But for some of you, when I see the 3 of Cups reverse, it's like, I want out of the friend zone. You know what I mean? Like, so that might be a message for a specific group of you. And then for another portion of you, this is, I'm tired of dating around. You know, I'm tired of like starting new things. I want something committed. Because to me, it feels like maybe we aren't moving in the way or fast enough. Maybe we aren't moving fast enough in the direction that I would like to go. Maybe this person is waiting for the right time to have a conversation with you when it comes to the pace of your relationship or what they would like to experience or see next. But, you know, I just feel like this person wants things to sort of like speed along a little bit. You know what I mean? Like they're like very much, I know what I want. I know that this is the right relationship for me. I don't want to, you know, play around with other people. I want something committed. I want something close. And I want something that is going to be emotionally fulfilled, because the High Priestess does connect to the moon. And not only that, but the High Priestess is dedicated to her studies in the same way that this person might be dedicated to this. I don't know if it's a relationship or if you guys are just dating, but they're committed to their interactions with you. And it is quite possibly for maybe a small portion of you, if you're already in a relationship with this person and you are looking for something to clarify things, you're just looking for a bit of understanding on what this person, where they want to go forward with this relationship. Well, this can mean something along the lines of, I don't want to base our relationship on, sexual attraction, or I don't want to fight about petty things. I want to be able to, I want to be able to work things out in a way that isn't so, maybe passionate, like things along the lines of that. But the main theme that I get is like things are moving too slow. Like the Ace of Wands is very like, this is very, it's like, oh, I feel sluggish. That's like a feeling of the Ace of Wands. And so for me, it feels like their intentions with you are to speed up the process, step out of the dating phase, if you're in the dating phase, or the flirtation phase, or if you're in a relationship, step out of, maybe the get to know each other part, because there are early stages of a relationship, and let's speed up till we get to the part where it's like we have a stronger sense of closeness. So I do believe that this person has positive intentions, especially since we are getting the High Priestess in these cards. I feel like this is saying, oh yeah, like I really think there's something about you that intrigues me. There's an air of mystery that makes me want to fight for you and to pull in closer. I have a strong desire to connect with you. I want to step out of a superficial lane, and I want more closeness. And that is their intention. I'm not really sure if I can expand upon that. Normally my readings aren't that short, but I just feel like this reading is so straightforward and so clear that I don't think we need to dive in deeper. But I will say that this person may be waiting on a sign that you're open and you're willing to move in that direction, and maybe it may not be clear to them. There's not a lot of swords here, and swords represent communication. And so I don't know if that intention has been communicated to you, or I don't know if you communicated that to this person. But when I don't see swords, I see things going unspoken and things being unsaid. And it's a lot of, let me observe behaviors, let me, then take action, and we can hang out, we go on dates, we could flirt, we could talk, we could, do whatever, but we're not sharing our thoughts with each other. And so maybe that's why you're clicking on this reading, but I don't feel like this is a person who is wishing harm in any way or has foul intentions or anything like that. If anything, they want more closeness. So I'm going to end it at that because I don't want to have things be a little bit too confusing and maybe have the message be all muddled. But that is it for now, pile number 3. Hopefully this resonates. If not, feel free to choose a new pile or maybe a new reader. Either way, I'm very happy you stopped by. And I hope to see you in the live sessions. If you want to ask a question, then that is the place to go for now, since I don't have the private readings currently up. And also, if you want to vote on what type of reading you want to see next, all you have to do is head to the polls. If they are up, if they're not up, keep a lookout for them. Keep a lookout for them. I do love to poll my astronauts here, and feel free to leave any suggestions for your videos below. This video was a suggestion, so I am open to suggestions. And that is all I have for you, and I will see you next time. Au revoir. Hey pal, number 4. Let's get started on what their intentions may be. We have the Judgment card. We have the 9 of Cups. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the High Priestess. And we have Taurus. So I'm not sure who you asked about or what the case may be, but this may just be for a small percentage of you. But judgment usually means that someone is looking for a fresh start. They're looking to renew something or rekindle something. And so if this is an ex coming back into your life and you're wondering what intentions that they might have for you, they are looking to potentially rekindle a connection. Now, don't get me wrong. When I look at all of these different cards, they're not predominantly relationship cards. When we talk about the Nine of Cups, we talk about emotional satisfaction. It's the dream come true card, but it focuses on self emotional satisfaction, one individual, right? Or one group or something like that. It's not like what's best for you and me. It's like what's best for me. This is my own version of happiness. This is my own version of fulfillment. So they're looking, and this is strictly for the people who have someone trying to come back in their life. They're looking to rekindle something because it would make them feel better. They feel like maybe if they open the lines of communication, that you two could potentially have a connection that is, I don't know, it's not like physical, but maybe more so like you can help me when it comes to things going on in my life. You can help me get to know myself better. You can help me feel good about me, obviously, with this Nine of Cups card. You can help me think things through. You have a lot of good qualities that this person really enjoys about you, and this is for everyone who chose this pile. You have a lot of great qualities that this person likes, and they feel like you are an asset to this person's life. They feel like you are analytical. You provide different perspectives. You're fair. You have strong communication skills. You are someone who is thoughtful. You are someone who practices what they preach. And you're someone who has a level of wisdom that can help them learn and grow and develop. Now, for those of you who this is not a new person within your life, then honestly, what I see from this with the Judgment card is that they're trying to find their own sense of happiness. Because when I get the Judgment card and that connects to Pluto and it connects to large, deep emotions, happiness being one of them, it might be that they just feel like, hey, I want happiness in my life, and I think you possibly could be the one to fulfill that. I want to let go of the past and any past issues that I might have had, and I want a fresh start. I don't want to bring any baggage into our interactions, and I want to ensure that we're both starting off on a clean slate and that we can have enjoyment within the relationship. But predominantly, I will say this is a little bit more about their enjoyment. I just want that to be known here. Don't get me wrong, the Nine of Cups card can definitely come up when it comes to someone possibly being generous and sharing, but it's generally about personal fulfillment and happiness. So they're looking to be happy. They're looking for a connection. They are looking for a fresh start. They see that you possibly could be that person. The Queen of Swords is a very analytical card, but similar to the King of Swords, she's not like heavily emotionally swayed. She's not going to just say, I'm passionately and deeply in love with you, and that's why we should be together. Absolutely not. That is not the Queen of Swords. She thinks logically. She thinks, oh, I've met my intellectual map. And I think that match, and I think that is desirable. I have someone who can easily see through BS, and I really like that quality in you. I think that you can call me on my BS, and you can help me to realize areas in which I am lacking, right? Because when we talk about Taurus, we're talking about our values. We're talking about our self-esteem. We're talking about, our close family members, and even to some degree, committed relationships and things along the lines of that. But Taurus is also ruled by Venus, which is a planet connected to decision making. And so something about you, they feel like, I think this person might be a good decision. Because based upon our interactions, based upon how I feel when I'm around them, I really do feel like we could get to someplace that is deep. Now, the only card here sort of connected to commitment are possibly these two cards on the end. And I will say the High Priestess is not normally like, I'm committed to a relationship, though that is possible. But just looking at all the cards, that's not the full thought process. It's more so I'm committed to growing myself, and I would like to grow myself through this connection with you. It's kind of like when people date to find themselves, or when they date people to get to learn themselves more, what they like, what they dislike, what feels good for them, what doesn't feel good for them. Like, relationships reveal a lot about you. And I think this person is looking to have those things be revealed. Now, that's not to say that they aren't serious about you or that they don't have feelings towards you, because when we have Judgment here and the Nine of Cups, there are some big feelings there. But I think their overall intention is to grow themselves through you. And I hope that's not offensive in a way, because I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I just have to look at the cards. They're so analytical. The Judgment card is so, like, I'm examining things. I'm thinking things through. I'm trying to make a decision on something. I'm trying to see the perspective on how things are. Same with the Queen of Swords. She's very strategic about how she moves. She's very thoughtful when it comes to her speech and the words she chooses and how she communicates and the who she communicates with. And the High Priestess is so studious and so dedicated to otherworldly things and personal and spiritual development. And it's just a lot of thinking here. A lot of thinking, like, I want to grow, I want to develop, I want to transform, I want to reach a higher state. And I feel like I can do that with you. And that could be what you're looking for. You're looking for someone who might view you in that light, maybe. I will say Taurus is a good sign, though, because Taurus definitely will attract commitment. And so this person is definitely open to that. If you're already in a committed relationship, then they feel like they've learned and grown and developed a lot through this relationship. And they feel like you've really helped sharpened and hone their communication skills so that they can better articulate their thoughts, their feelings, what's going on in their life, and that they have a deeper understanding of what truly brings them a sense of happiness and security. This person feels like they're safe with you, and they like that sense of safety. They feel like you're someone they can trust, because keep in mind, these two cards connect to secrets. And so they're like, I can share my secrets with you. I feel like we really connect. We have great conversations. I think that you're someone who can better and add value to my life. And their intentions are to further grow that, further develop that. And potentially, if you're not already committed, be in a committed relationship. If you already are committed, they want to continue that relationship and continue to grow and continue to transform together. So that is what I have for you. And hopefully this resonates. If not, feel free to choose a new pal or choose a new reader. Either way, I'm very happy you stopped by. If you want to ask me a question, all you have to do is head on over to that community tab. I also poll my lovely astronauts on the community tab on what readings they would like to see next. And I think that is all from now, and I will see you next time. Au revoir. Hey, pal number 5. Let's get started on their intentions. We have the Emperor. That's a good sign. Justice. Ooh. The 9 of Pentacles. Justice again. Very interesting. And we have the 4th house. Okay. Definitely this person means serious business. And what I love about this person is, obviously, if we get Justice twice, they have a very balanced way of thinking and approaching relationships and connections. The Justice card isn't really frivolous, right? Like, if you were to get anything legally related, which the Justice card is related to legalities, you would take it seriously. Anything from like a parking ticket to a lawsuit, to, jury duty, it's seen as very, very serious, okay? So this is a very serious-minded person. So we know that when it comes to their intentions, there's a lot of weight when it comes to how they feel, what they're thinking. They've taken the time to really analyze your connection and your interactions. And they're allowing themselves to not just kind of flow with their emotions, but they take in factors that are more logical and more practical. And I understand that Justice is connected to Libra. You can even see it here, Libra and Venus, right on this card here. And the thing about, Libra is it's an air sign. So air signs are primarily driven by like logic, fairness, fact, neutrality. But if we look at things like I was saying before with the legal system, there's a lot of emotional messaging. There are a lot of emotional vibes because we're all human and we all have emotions. And so you can sway a jury because, they like how you are. They like how you communicate. That you make them feel a certain way. So what I'm trying to say here is this person is feeling very strongly towards you, but not only that, but they're still looking at all the facts and they're looking at your relationship objectively. They're trying to make a fair assessment about where this could potentially go and how this would play out in the long term. It's really about compatibility and coming together in union in a way that makes sense. And then we also have the Emperor here. And the Emperor is very similar in a way where he is going to be very structured and practical minded and very logical. I mean, this person really doesn't let their emotions sway them. I mean, the fact that we got Justice twice is very telling when it comes to how they're approaching you two as, a couple or I don't know what you call it, a dating partner. What do you call that for a person you date, but you're not in a relationship with? I don't know, someone you're dating. Or even if you're in a relationship with this person and you just want a little bit of like clarity of like what's going through their head. What's going through their head is they're thinking long term about your connection. They're thinking, what would life be like if I didn't have you in my life and I was single, versus what would life look like if we were together within a relationship and we continue this long term. This person wants to build something with you. They want to grow with you, potentially even if this person truly values marriage and they're very like traditional mindset, which the Emperor generally is, then they're looking at marriage and they're looking at, is this someone I can potentially marry? All right. And if you're already married, then this is more so like, this is more, I would like to ideally stay married, but if this doesn't work out, then I think that I will be okay. And I don't mean that to sound hurtful. It's just that this person is very practically minded. And so they always have like a contingency plan. They don't go in sort of like just hoping for the best and not preparing. They hope for the best and they prepare for the worst, right? So that's kind of like their thought process when it comes to the relationship. But this person is definitely, their intentions are to go someplace long-term with you. When we get into the 4th house, which is a very lovely placement. And I say this because I was just looking into the 4th house the other day, in terms of like what has happened for people when they have had transits to their 4th house. And a lot of people talk about this rise in almost like stability. That's the main focus here. It is stability. It is, it is feeling self-assured. It is a sense of fulfillment. Don't get me wrong. A lot of things can be growing pains, but ultimately, a lot of the 4th house transits deal with home and family, which makes sense because that's what the 4th house is about, home and family. So when I see people who have 4th house transits, a lot of them will get married. A lot of the times when they have planets go through their 4th house, even with big bad Saturn, which everyone seems to be afraid of, it will bring stability, it can bring structure, it can cause people to get married. So this person is thinking along the lines of marriage. We have 3 marriage-minded cards. I guess the Emperor is also marriage-minded. You don't see too many there aren't, historically, most emperors were not single, right? Okay, so keep that in mind. So maybe even 4 marriage-minded cards. We have 3 cards connecting to stability. And I guess you can also connect justice to stability in a sense because it's representing balance and the scales of balance. But definitely 3 cards connected to stability. And so we know that this person is thinking about what would happen if we were together forever. I think maybe this person could potentially be my life partner. What would our life be like? How can we make this happen? How can we come together in a stable union? Let me think about the future and our goals together. Can we make this work? Will this align? Am I still going to be able to have my independence like these 2 cards would suggest? Would this be something that will be successful for me in terms of financially? Will this be successful in terms of like, will I still be able to keep my hobbies and have fun and relax? Do our hobbies blend together, or will we kind of have to do things separately? They're really thinking about the big picture when it comes to being together, being a couple, forming a union for life, okay? This person is potentially viewing you as a life partner. And if you're already in a relationship with them and you're already married, then you know they see you as a life partner, right? And if you guys have had these talks and conversations along the lines of marriage and long term, that's the way this person is thinking. They're thinking about marriage. They're thinking about buying a home or a condo, or if you already live in one, they're just thinking about living together. And they are just picturing the future together. So their intentions are very serious. They would like to grow emotionally with you. They would like to be able to have space for each other in terms of not just all the things I said when it comes to, you know, maybe having more independence as a person and still being able to be true to yourself, but also they still want to be able to have a little bit of emotional dependence. They don't want to kind of have to rely on, you know, maybe you for everything as well. And I don't think they would want that for you either. They want to be able to grow together, and that is definitely in all areas pretty much from what I see here. There's not, I mean, yeah, that's what I see here, because we're technically hitting all the elements. We have air, we have earth. Emperor can be connected to Mars and fire. And then we have the fourth house, which is connected, like I said, to Cancer, watery placements and things along the lines of that. So they would like to grow in pretty much every area with you, continue to develop, continue to have good times together, but also have space for themselves and time to relax and do their own thing. They want to potentially maybe start a family with you, maybe have children. Not sure how quick and fast that is, but the fourth house does connect to children and things along the lines of that. A lot of people, when they have fourth house transits, have kids, or their family expands in some way. It may not literally be like they have kids, but they could have, like, you know, a sister who has a kid and their family expands, or they learn more about family members and they're like, wait, you're my long lost brother, or something like that, you know. That's fourth house. So they're thinking about starting a family. They're thinking about what would that look like? What kind of school would our kids go to? What kind of house would we live in? What kind of neighborhood would it be? What does it look like to plan financially for retirement? What does it look like if we're talking about, you know, doling up chores or something along the lines of that? What does it look like, the place that we live? How's the job situation's going to work? Like, they're really thinking very detailed when it comes to how you two can come together. So what I'm trying to say is their intentions are serious. This is a very serious minded person. They're thinking about the future. They're thinking about partnership. They're thinking about being able to have balanced communication. They're thinking about having space for each other emotionally and holding space for each other, meaning allowing each other to be open and vulnerable and be true to yourselves, because the Emperor definitely represents being an individual, being somebody who doesn't go by anybody else's rules. They make the rules. So they're thinking about all these things. This person does seem to see you as someone that they would like to commit to long term and to stay with, and to like I mentioned, start a family with, or if you don't want kids, maybe introduce to your family, or even just become a family unit yourselves through marriage and something along the lines of that. But I don't know how else to expand on this. I'm just gonna leave it there. They really like you. Maybe love you, because we do have this Justice card twice, and that is connected to Venus, right? The planet of love. So it may be love depending on who you're talking about or how your connection is. Maybe some of you might be clicking on this video and you just met this person. I doubt they love you. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible. But if you just met, the odds aren't, in your favor that, they've fallen in love. Most people don't tend to work that way. But obviously, everyone's different. Everyone's different. But they see potential for love if you have just met. They have love in their eyes. They're looking at your habits. They're looking at their habits. And they want to make sure that they're making the best decision that makes the most sense for both of you. So that is what I have for you, pal number 5. This person is very serious about you. They don't play about yous, as they say on the internet. Very serious. Wants that commitment, wants to go long term, wants, till death do us part. I should also say the 4th house connects to grave. So that's where I'm getting from till death do us part. Also, seventh house, Libra, wedding vows. That's very common to say, and things along the lines of that. But they do want that balance of independence as well. You know, I don't think this is I don't think this person's love language is quality time. I'll say that. Because they want that independence. They want to be able to just have space and do their own thing. But they're just like, I think this person may be the one for me. So that is what I have for you, and hopefully that resonates. If not, you know, feel free to choose a new pile, or maybe I'm not the reader for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. If you want to ask me a question, just feel free to join the live sessions, and I will gladly answer that question for you. And don't forget to vote on the polls, which you can find on the community tab, and I will see you next time. Au revoir.